It's weather for Weather Geeks, in fact, on this Monday evening. Hey, it's the first edition of Weather for Weather Geeks in the spring season of 2017. Of course, we've been in meteorological spring since March the 1st, but astronomical spring, what most people kind of go by, started this morning a little before 6:30 a.m., and despite the clouds we had this afternoon, it was actually a little more spring-like today than it has been. We've been on a pretty unprecedented run of cooler-than-average weather for the last 10 days. We haven't had a streak like this all winter long. 10 straight days where temperatures were below average. Today we were right at average. 47 is our average high at this time of the year. But look at that stretch. And for the month, over 3.5 degrees below average, despite the fact that it is going to warm up. I think we'll end up on the negative side of average for the month of March. Pretty rare since the beginning of last year. We've only had 2 months since the beginning of 2016 that have been cooler than average. April last year and December was just barely. That's a cooler than average month has been pretty unusual here across our part of the country since we flipped over from 2015 into 2016. All right, so you may remember 5 years ago, we were in the middle of an unprecedented warm stretch in the month of March. 2012, March was amazing. If you thought February was amazing this year, 2012's March was even more remarkable. And we hit 80 degrees for the record high 5 years ago today. One of many 80-degree or in the vicinity of 80-degree readings we had during that March of 2012. All right, this evening when I recorded this at a little after 7:30, showers are looking pretty unimpressive. I think there can be a couple of showers around for the next several hours, but it's not going to rain much. There's certainly been some heavier storms and some heavier rain off to our southwest over the last several hours. These storms tracked out of Indiana, rolled through southwest Ohio. There's been a couple of warnings on them. And as you can see, a fair amount of thunder and lightning as well, but all that pushing off to our south. Here's our high-res Futurecast. Has a pretty good handle on what the radar generally looks like this evening, so it brings in a couple of showers here and there, real hit-or-miss stuff. Some of us may not even get measurable rain over the next several hours. We're going to hang on to the clouds, though, overnight, and I think tomorrow morning does start kind of murky again, kind of cloudy, but better things are coming for tomorrow afternoon. We've got quite a temperature contrast setting up across the lower 48 states and up into Canada as well. Notice our evening temperatures here. 92 Lubbock, Texas, 89 in Dallas, 89 Oklahoma City. But you look off to the north across the border and it's 15 below near Hudson Bay. True Arctic air mass is traversing the prairies of Canada, and it's actually going to take a dip down through the Great Lakes into the northeast for midweek. And that means a one and a half day cold shot is on the way. But before that cold shot gets here, there's really no cool air behind this initial front. Tomorrow's going to be a nice day. After the clouds break, sunshine breaks through, and I think we'll get into the lower 50s tomorrow, our first warmer than average day in almost 2 weeks. But there's our Arctic front. And there could be a flurry tomorrow night with this front. Don't think there's a lot of precipitation with it. Boy, you know, in late March, after we pass the equinox, it's hard when you have full sunshine like we're going to have Wednesday afternoon. It's hard to be this cold. We might not get out of the 20s on Wednesday. I've got a high of 32 in the forecast, but I wouldn't be shocked if we stopped at 29 or 30. And that's pretty hard to do when you've got a strong late March sun. That's how cold this air mass will be, but it is a quick hitter. Already a warm front's advancing eastward Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and the air behind this front is noticeably warmer. So already by Thursday afternoon, we will have turned the corner, and we've got much warmer days ahead starting at the end of the week. Before we start talking about the weekend, Severe Weather Awareness Week is this week. It actually started yesterday. And we're talking about things both on TV and in videos like this and on our social media channels, on my blog, ericwfmj.com. I put a post on there this morning about all the various aspects of severe weather that we're going to be talking about this week. It's all in one place on my blog from this morning, so I encourage you to go check that out. Some tips, some safety tips. Some of this is pretty common sense stuff, but some of it, people tend to not remember from year to year. Basic stuff, difference between a watch and a warning. Now, chances are, if you're watching this video, you have enough weather savviness that you know kind of the real basics. But I think even the weather diehards out there will find some interesting information on that blog post and on future posts this week during Ohio Severe Weather Awareness Week. Pennsylvania has theirs in the month of April. All right, let me shift this over. Let's talk about the pattern as we head towards the end of the week and into the weekend. Thursday is going to be a nice sunny day, warming up after a cold start. Friday, might see a couple of showers with a warm front in the morning. But pretty optimistic about the afternoon. I think it'll be pretty nice outside. We'll probably crack 60 fairly easily on Friday. And it does look like a mild weekend. Unfortunately, the weekend might come with a few rounds of showers and storms. Now, I think the better chance is going to be Sunday. But on Saturday, there could be a shower or even a thunderstorm in a couple of spots. I think that's actually a pretty good day to take care of some outdoor chores, though, because I don't think it's going to rain much. Sunday's the day when low pressure is approaching. Some showers, some thunderstorms, a possibility. And especially off to our west, we might have to watch out for severe weather at some point this weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if particularly western Ohio and down the Ohio River, southern Indiana, Kentucky, if severe weather became a little more likely out there. This storm system will then push east and bring a threat for showers into Monday. But the air behind that system is not going to be cool. So we take a look at the European model temperatures here as we head into next week. This is the weekend right here. Notice the warm anomalies over our region. And the orange anomalies here, the warmer than average temperatures, stick around into much of next week while the west is chilly. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday the 29th. Thursday the 30th. Still looking like a pretty mild pattern across the eastern half of the country. So the 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day temperature outlooks are all warm. And right now the climate modeling is showing a warmer than average April. Now, of course, as I told you last week, the climate models were signaling a warmer than average March until the very last minute. So we still want to take these with a grain of salt. It's still only the 20th. I'll put a little more faith in the climate modeling if they're showing the same idea in about a week. When we get out to the 27th, 28th of the month, if they're still showing this signal, that means that our confidence is definitely fairly high of a mild April. The climate modeling did turn on a dime right at the end of February and the very start of March and started to pick up on the chillier idea that has certainly come to fruition this month. I thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Look for more severe weather analysis and updates and tips and safety information and things like that on my social media channels all week, as well as the Storm Tracker 21, Twitter, and Facebook. And again, go check out my blog, ericwfmj.com, for a complete rundown of all my thoughts on the various aspects of severe weather, including our severe weather policy at the TV station, when we cut in, when we don't, things like that. So I think you'll find that stuff interesting, and I will see you tonight